this video, I'm going to show you guys how to solve by factoring, but when it's already in factored form. Let's look at the first example. As you can see, it says x plus 3 in parentheses and x minus 6 in parentheses. This is already factored. All we have to do is solve for x because it equals 0. So whenever you see something like this, you take each factor and set it equal to 0 and then solve for x. All right, so my first factor that I have, or the first thing in the parentheses, was x plus 3. So I said x plus 3 equals 0. In order for me to solve for x, I have to do the inverse operation of adding 3. So what's the opposite of adding 3? Yep, subtracting 3. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. And when I do that, I have x equals negative 3. All right, my other factor, x minus 6 equals 0. I'm going to do the inverse operation. The inverse operation of subtracting 6 is to add 6 to both sides. And when I do that, I get x equals 6. And that's it. Let's look at another example. All right, as you can see, my two factors are 2x plus 5 and 3x minus 1. So I set each one equal to 0. Let's solve the first one. What's the inverse operation of adding 5? Yep, subtracting 5. So now I bring down my 2x equal to negative 5. All right, as you can see, it says 2x, meaning the 2 is multiplied to the x. So the inverse operation of multiplication is, you got it, division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So x will equal negative 5 over 2. All right, let's look at this other factor. The inverse operation of subtracting 1 is to add 1. Bring down my 3x equal to 1. And then I'll divide both sides by 3. So x will equal 1 over 3. And that's it. Let's look at one more example. Now, if you see in this example, I don't have two sets of parentheses, but I still have two factors. My two factors are 4x and x plus 5. So that's why I said each one of those equals 0. All right, let's solve the first one. Now, 4x, as you notice, I don't have no plus sign or a minus sign anywhere, right? So I'm not necessarily going to add or subtract, but 4x means the 4 is multiplied to the x. So what's the inverse of multiplication? You got it, division. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. So 0 divided by 4 or 0 divided by anything is always 0. And then my other factor, my inverse operation of adding 5 is to subtract 5 on both sides. And then I get x equals negative 5. One last example, and then I promise I'm over. In this example, I have negative 5x as one of my factors and x minus 3. So I set each one of them equal to 0 and solve for x. So just like in the previous example, the only option I have is to divide both sides by negative 5. 0 divided by anything is 0. And then my inverse operation of subtracting 3 is to add 3. So then over here, I'll get x equals 3. And that's it.